Hello and welcome back. In this Black Excellist presentation, we will highlight the 30 museums and destinations for African American history and culture.
Welcome to blackexcellist.com, the site where we celebrate Black excellence, opulence, and affluence. Our mission is to inspire you as we enlighten you.
You don't have to wait until Black History Month to celebrate African Americans' accomplishments and contributions to this country. Though most of it was done involuntarily, our blood, sweat, tears, and lives literally built this country. Of course, there is more to Blacks in America than slavery and Jim Crow. We're inventors, writers, award winners, record breakers, politicians, medical professionals, entrepreneurs, artists, activists, musicians, and so much more. There is no shortage of museums dedicated to civil rights in America, set in spots where pivotal points in the movement's history occurred. So if you love learning about the history and culture and have a love for traveling, then these destinations are for you. In this original Black Excellist 3-part series, we will be featuring 30 museums and destinations to visit, not only for Black History Month, but 365 days a year. So without further ado, let's get started. 1. African American Museum in Philadelphia. The African American Museum in Philadelphia is the first institution built by a major United States city to preserve, interpret, and showcase the life and work of African Americans. In addition to sharing stories on how African Americans contributed to America's founding, it includes a hands-on exhibit for the youth to explore the daily lives of children in Philadelphia during the slavery and Reconstruction era. The museum takes a fresh and bold look at the stories of African Americans and their role in the founding of the nation through the core permanent exhibit, Audacious Freedom: African Americans in Philadelphia. 2. National Civil Rights Museum. The National Civil Rights Museum, located at the historic Lorraine Motel, where civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, gives a comprehensive overview of the American civil rights movement from slavery to the present. Since the museum opened in 1991, millions of visitors from around the world visit annually, including more than 90,000 students. Serving as the new public square, the museum is steadfast in its missions to chronicle the American civil rights movement, examine today's global civil and human rights issues, provoke thoughtful debate, and serve as a catalyst for positive social change. Permanent exhibits include topics on slavery, the Civil War, Reconstruction, and the rise of Jim Crow events during the civil rights movement that lead to change within America. 3. Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. The Negro Leagues Baseball Museum highlights the successes and struggles of the players, both superstars and the unknown, and provides a glimpse into the incredible talent kept out of the mainstream. Located in Kansas City, Missouri, the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum showcases the story of the founding of the Negro Leagues Baseball during the times of segregation and features more than just Jackie Robinson, Willie Mays, Satchel Paige, and Hank Aaron. Take a tour to see artifacts, photos, and statues of Negro League players dating from the late 1800s to the 1960s. Long before Jackie Robinson became a household name, African American baseball players were making a name for themselves on baseball fields all across America. 4. The National Voting Rights Museum and Institute. Located in the historic district of Selma, Alabama, at the foot of the famous Edmund Pettus Bridge, the scene of Bloody Sunday, the National Voting Rights Museum and Institute is the cornerstone of the contemporary struggle for voting rights and human dignity. The museum displays items and stories relating to the voting rights campaign, from the beginning of the marches to the end of the fight. Hear first-hand accounts of these events from volunteer guides as they share memories of the struggle to gain the right to vote. The museum includes exhibits that remind visitors of the African American struggle to obtain voting rights, even though the 15th Amendment granted us that right almost 100 years prior. 5. New Orleans African American Museum. Located in Treme, the oldest surviving Black community in the United States, the New Orleans African American Museum is dedicated to protecting, preserving, and promoting through education the history, art, and communities of African Americans in New Orleans and the African diaspora. A centerpiece of the exhibits at the museum is a collection of exquisite African beadwork, costumes, masks, textiles, musical instruments, and divination objects as a major part of the museum's permanent collection. Located on the site of a former plantation, the beautifully landscaped grounds cover an entire city block.
We are the largest community of Black excellence enthusiasts in the world. Secure your membership by subscribing to our channel today so that you will become the first to know when we release our next featured video.
6. National Underground Railroad Freedom Center. The National Underground Railroad Freedom Center is located in Cincinnati, Ohio, and focuses on accomplishments of the men, women, and children involved in the assistance of freeing thousands of slaves. It also includes awareness of modern-day slavery and human trafficking within the U.S. This impressive downtown museum sits on the Ohio River with a dramatic view of the waterway that represented freedom for runaway slaves fleeing from Kentucky on the South Shore. The National Underground Railroad Freedom Center works to keep the story and the message alive for the current generation through interactive exhibits and films. 7. National Great Blacks in Wax Museum. Located in Baltimore, Maryland, the National Great Blacks in Wax Museum was the first wax museum of African American history in the United States. Established in 1983 in a downtown storefront on Saratoga Street, the museum features over 100 wax figures and scenes, a full model slave ship exhibit which portrays the 400-year history of the Atlantic slave trade, an exhibit on the role of youth in making history, and a Maryland room highlighting the contributions to African American history by notable Marylanders. It not only displays exhibits we all know and learn of in school, but it also includes little-known facts, encouraging visitors to gain an interest in African American history. 8. Northwest African American Museum. The Northwest African American Museum serves to present and preserve the connections between the Pacific Northwest and people of African descent through visual arts, music, crafts, literature, and history. Located in Seattle, Washington's historically African American Central District neighborhood, the museum investigates and celebrates Black experiences in America through exhibitions, programs, and events. At the heart of the African American experience in the Northwest is the story of our journey to this region. To tell this ever-unfolding story, the museum's exhibits and programs focuses on African Americans whose route to the New World was through slavery, as well as recent immigrants arriving from places such as Somalia, Sudan, and Ethiopia. 9. Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. Located in Midtown Detroit, the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History is the world's largest institution dedicated to the African American experience. The museum was founded as a guide to educate visitors of the achievements of African Americans and help visitors celebrate Black culture. Established in 1965, this Detroit museum holds the world's largest permanent collection of African American culture. Among the more than 35,000 artifacts, there are interactive kids stations, displays on trailblazers in science and engineering, and stained glass windows that depict stories of notable African Americans, from dancers to civil rights activists. 10. National Museum of African American History and Culture. The Smithsonian Museum opened the National Museum of African American History and Culture in the fall of 2016. The museum is a state-of-the-art building that addresses nearly every aspect of the African American experience, covering the arts, slavery, the civil rights movement, athletics, and much more. Its focus is to celebrate the diversity of African Americans and our contributions made to build this nation, as visitors are able to explore more than 400 years of artifacts and historical information detailing the African American experience. The National Museum of African American History and Culture is a place where all Americans can learn about the richness and diversity of the African American experience, what it means to their lives, and how it helped us shape this nation.
We appreciate the fact that you stayed with us until the end. Thank you for spending time with us, and don't forget to like this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a video. Bye for now. We will see you tomorrow. We would love to hear your opinion on this video. Please tell us your thoughts in the comments below.